All right. Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us all here today. Today's shiur should be le'ilu nishmas our dear friend Menachem ben Yisrael Yaakov, as well as my dear aunt Rivka bas Gavriel Tzvi, and for Zaidi, Reb Shmuel ben Yosef Dov HaKohen, and b'schus l'rafua shalema bekarov Mishalom ben Sarachol, Miriam Basara and Yair Yeshia ben Chaya Atara. Today we are on page 64 in the Ora Vigdor for those who are following along, and we are finishing up the introduction to Shaar HaBitachon. And now today we're really going to focus on the ideas that we're going to be talking about in the rest of the Sefer. And so Rav Av talks about 7 different concepts that we are going to relate to. And I just want to summarize those, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I know a lot of us have been on this for a while, and so you'll remember some of them, but he says like this. He says, V'kevan shebe'arti mitoyalos habitachon be'elekim v'hana'asa b'toira u'ba'olam mashen izdamen li. Since I've explained in this introduction, Rav Av is saying, the benefits of Bitachon in Hashem and the benefits that we get in Torah and in worldly matters, he says, I am now going to explain 7 concepts in the study of Bitachon. The first of which is, Mahu HaBitachon. What exactly is Bitachon? What does that mean? The second one is, V'hasheni, Besibos HaBitachon al Habruim, deals with the qualities that are needed for one to be trusted. Meaning, if you're going to trust in someone, something, someone else, what the person or that thing requires as far as qualities in order to be trusted. The third, Vashlishi, Beveir Hiskadmos Asher Bavur Yischayvu Babitachon Balakim. It clarifies the factors obligating a person to trust in Hashem. V'chiyuv ha'esek basibas, and also the obligation to engage in pursuing the causes of our well-being. Rabbi Avigdor says this means that at the same time that we have Bitachon, that Hashem will give us our livelihood, we must continue to work on our parnasa. We have to continue to do our shtadlis. For instance, if you work in the fields, or if you work in trades, or whatever it is, you have to continue doing your part. V'haravi, and the fourth concept that we're going to learn, Beveir hadvar masher bahem yiyah Bitachon v'chiyev shabchoi v'ganos bahem. It clarifies those instances in which Bitachon is applicable. We're going to see that not everywhere is Bitachon applicable. Not everywhere in life you're going to say have Bitachon. There is some portions, for instance, Bechira, your choice. We have free will to make a choice. And over there, it is wrong for you to have Bitachon and Hashem to give you the opportunity to make the right choice. No, you have to make your own choice and Hashem will help you carry it out. But choice, the free will, that's still up to you. The fifth concept that we're talking about, behefresh sheyesh bein esek haBitach b'lekim b'sibos hateref uvein esek min she'enoi b'tach b'lekim b'hem, explains the big difference between the man with Bitachon who works for a livelihood and the person who lacks Bitachon, how they carry themselves in the day-to-day, in their job, in their business, whatever they do for a living, how a person with Bitachon versus a person without Bitachon, how they kind of size up to one another. The sixth concept he's going to talk about. It clarifies the different ways that there is an obligation to condemn those who believe in seeking constant pleasures in this world. We're going to see this in a minute. They say that someday, one day, I'm going to go and start doing what Hashem's will is. Rabbi Avigdor says there was a story. A man once came to him. Rabbi Avigdor says, "No, when are you going to start learning a little bit? You're going to start, doing some more for Hashem." And he says, "I'm very busy making money. I'm in the stock market. I'm super busy. When I turn 40, that's when I'm going to start, doing Hashem's will." And Rabbi Avigdor said, "This person never made it to 40, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he never lived to get there. Don't wait for some time. Start today. Don't say, in some time." And that's the part we're going to learn about. We're going to learn about the part where we want Hashem to first give us, and only then are we going to get into giving back to Hashem. And we're going to learn about Vashvi. And the seventh concept, Bitachon covers the things that make it difficult to have Bitachon. And all the related considerations we have to speak about the subject of the Bitachon, or when it is necessary to cut back in its parts. And we'll see later what that means. And also, Rabbi Victor Miller over here, he says that you have to cover three fundamental parts of Bitachon. He says that Bitachon is not only a matter of this world. A person who understands Bitachon understands that the matter of Bitachon is both on this and on the other world. And a person who has Bitachon knows that the greatest reward he can get is Olam Haba. And actually, Bitachon is the foundation of Emunah, which is the part of the Emunah. The second piece that he says, the second fundamental is that you have to understand, you have to realize, is that Hashem, Melech, Hashem is the king, that he not only is the king, he also knows everything that goes on. He knows what's going to happen with the stock market. He knows what's going to happen in the field. He knows what's going to happen in your business. You understand the fundamental principle that Hashem is the absolute know out of everything. He is the know-it-all. And the third principle we need to understand that Hashem is powerful. And Hashem could do anything and everything. And once we have these three principles and understand that is Hashem that does every single thing in our life that is only Hashem, then we can only start in learning and internalizing the different pieces that we're going to learn later on. So again, we have to understand that there's 7 different aspects of Bitachon that we have to, 7 different concepts that we have to understand, and understand that those 3 fundamental principles of Bitachon, and that's what's going to carry us through and help us work on this. And remember, Rav Av mentions this many times. He mentions it here again. Learning, internalizing Bitachon is no easy task. It's not something that's going to come to you easy. You're going to have to work in it. You're going to have bigger challenges every single day. As big as your challenges are today, the Yetzer Hara is going to come after you, especially now that you've signed up to learn this. And he's going to want to bring you back down. He's going to knock you down a peg. He's going to want to show you, oh, you see, it doesn't work. He's going to want to put you into that mindset. You're going to come across a lot of disturbances, a lot of distractions, a lot of people even that are going to look at you like, oh, really, Bitachon, yeah, they got questions. Don't look at them. Don't pay attention. You focus straight ahead. Your mindset, your eyes have to be focused on the end goal. You need to get better every single day, internalizing Bitachon. It's not going to be easy, but you are going to get there. You're going to get better and better every single time you learn a little bit of it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us all here today, and I love you all.